Hello all, I hope you're keeping well. I hope that we are with you. I hope that you can hear us and that you can see us. By the magic of technology, if we've clicked all the right buttons correctly, you should hopefully be able to see us, you should be able to hear us. But as always, please let us know in the comments if you can, because it's always reassuring to know that we're not just yabbering onto ourselves. I always say this at the beginning of every live, but I know one of these days, me and Pete are just going to be sat here chatting to ourselves while you all search around the Facebook world trying to find where this evening's live is. So as always, say hello, let us know that you can hear us, let us know that you can see us. So today's a very exciting day. Today is Stockist launch day, to which I feel we should have like a little sound effect to it. I think we need to work on this.
We need lots of sound effects.
Ta-da!
Yeah.
We could
You
have little
just
bars.
do that if you want.
What, the ta-da? We could do that if you like, it's not a problem. Done after things. Okay, before we go off on lots of tangents of idiocy, stupidity, whatever you wish to call it, let's start off by welcoming Pete, who still looks a little bit yellow on my screen because I haven't had time to remember to check the buttons and work out why I've turned him into a Simpson. So please forgive us. I promise you he's not this yellow in life. Let's have a little look.
No,
you look even more tired tonight.
Well, I've been let out for a bit because it was Dad's birthday today, so we took him out.
It is his birthday.
It is his birthday.
It's still his birthday.
It is still his birthday. Yes, so we went out for a nice bit of cake and some lunch, which was nice. But yeah, hope everyone's all right. I've seen that our lovely, not to favourite, show favouritism, our lovely J Craft, all the way from Australia, is watching us tonight this morning there. So hi, Jeanette.
Jeanette, what time is it? I always feel really bad for like the Australian stockists because when they tune in, it must be like proper silly times for you. And the last thing anyone wants at a silly time of the day is to listen to us waffle. But it is genuinely lovely to have you with us. So thank you for joining us. So who have we got here this evening? We have got Beth Ann, we have got Sharon, we have got Sheila, we've got Jeanette, of course, from J Craft, we've got Yvonne, we've got Catherine. Good evening, all of you. It's lovely to have you with us. Good evening, Shirley, Kathleen, June, Joyce. Oh my goodness, there's loads of you with us this evening. Good evening, Debbie. Very tanned Peter, Sheila reckons. Oh, I don't know what I've done to him, honestly.
He's got one of them spray guns out and got me.
What, like the Friends episode where Ross dyes himself and gets caught in the tanner? We could do that. That could be funny. Good evening, Craft Bliss. Lovely to have you with us, Craft Bliss. Lovely to see you here. Good evening, June. Good evening, Zoe. It's 4 a.m. 4 a.m. My goodness. Well, we'll send you to sleep, so stick with us. Honestly, you don't need to count sheep. My waffling is enough to send anyone to sleep. So stick with us. We'll get you asleep before you know it. Good evening, Catherine. Evening, Fran. Lovely to have you with us. Good evening, May. Good evening, Judy's Crafts. It's lovely to have you all with us. Good evening, Carol. There's loads of you with us. It's lovely to see. Thank you for joining us. Of course, I didn't even know if you'd turn up tonight because we was live on Monday, wasn't we, for Monday Night Natter. Today, thanks to Peter's names, we have got Wednesday Night Waffle. I know.
Sorry about that.
Next. So Wednesday Night Waffle is, of course, to celebrate our Stockist launch day. Because of the bank holiday, Stockist launch day has been moved to Wednesday so that we could make sure everybody could get their stock in time. No point having a Stockist launch day if nobody's got it. So I'm happy to report lots of our Stockists have got these products in stock for you. And if you haven't already snapped them up on the shows that we did on liveshopping.vip last week, you have now can pick from a whole host of stockists to purchase these collections from. Now, I know that we've got a few of our stockists here with us this evening, as we've sort of mentioned, literally global stockists, which is even better and even more amazing. So thank you all for being with us. If you are here, stockists, and you would like to, please pop a link to your website or details of your store, phone numbers for us to ring, whatever you wish to, directions to send smoke signals in, whatever works for you to tell our viewers where they can purchase these bits would be amazing. As always, as a little gentle reminder, here at Jamie Rodgers Crafts, we do not sell direct. We do have a website. You can go and look at all of the items that we stock and produce, but you can't buy from it. Every item is there for you to have a little look at. You can see the recommended retail prices for them. You can see loads and loads of card samples if you wish to. There is also an idea gallery on there that has every card I and the design team produce, so you can really go and peruse and see what you like the look of. But you can't purchase on it. do not sell direct. We only sell for our stockists. We're all about our stockists. We're all about offering them support. There is, of course, a stockist list on the top of the website page that you can give a click, and it will give you all of the details, even the links to their Facebook pages. So if you're not already following the stockists, make sure you do, because if you get to see not only our products with them, but lots of other products that they're stocking and inspiration and different bits and bobs. So it's always nice to make sure you're stocking and following them. Now, what I can tell you is the list. I've got it right down, because if not, I will just forget, because we know I don't have a memory, but I have a little list of all of the stockists that have currently already ordered this release. Now, more stockists are highly likely to add these collections in over the next few days or weeks, as of course they kind of get around to doing their orders. But these are the stockists that have been hot off the press and got their orders in before the bank holiday, so stock should be with them, or if not, very, very close to landing with them. So, of course, let's kick off our list. We know that Gilly's Crafts, I always get this wrong. Why do I do this every time? Gilly's Crafts have, of course, got these products available. Gwen was in store with Gilly's Crafts on Saturday doing an incredible demo day that I know lots of you have got to see all of the photos of already. And I know lots of you attended, which is even better. But they, of course, have got the products available in store and online if you would like to check them out there. Craft Bliss, who are with us this evening, our lovely Barry and Julie, they of course have got these products available too. So have a little look at Craft Bliss. The Art of Craft, of course, have these available as well. So do Unicorn Crafts, which is actually our latest stockist that we've announced, Unicorn Crafts. They're building up an incredible stockpile of Jamie Rodgers Crafts products. So have a little look at them as well. Dragon's Paper Crafts, we all know Hazel Eaton, don't we? We love Hazel, she's an incredible demonstrator. And of course, she has her own store. That, of course, is Dragon's Paper Craft. And they have announced that this collection has arrived with them today. So I know they've got it in store ready. And then, of course, we've got Cheshire Crafts of Winsford. You haven't wrote down of Winsford. And I feel, I don't know if it's actually part of the name as such, but I just think it's posh and we need to give it its full title. It's like when we introduced royalty, I'm like, Cheshire Crafts.
Jamie Rodgers Crafts of Great Yarmouth. Does
I
that
don't
have
know.
the same
I
ring?
don't actually. We go back to my lack of geography. I don't really know where Winsford is, but it sounds posh, doesn't it?
It does.
It sounds like it's going to be very lovely. Maybe it's because it sounds like Windsor. Maybe it's that's kind of giving me the posh vibes. I don't know. You're going to have to tell me in the comments. Is Winsford posh? Tell us. But of course, Cheshire Crafts have these available. So do Into Craft. They are all of our UK stockists that have currently got this in a box en route or already in their sort of warehouses. Then, of course, we've got our international stockists, to which, as we've mentioned, we've got the lovely Jeanette, 4 AM in Australia, with us right now. And that, of course, is our J Crafts stockist. So check those out. They're our Australian one. And then we've got Picture Stamps in New Zealand that have also got these products en route to them or possibly already arrived with them. There will hopefully be more stockists added onto our international list for America and Canada. They're just a little bit behind, I'm afraid, but we'll let you know as soon as they've got these available. So lots of places for you to go and check out and have a little look around if you haven't thought of doing a bit of shopping, seeing what's about. Go check those out. I will give you a run through of the list later on. Don't forget to have a little look at the links that the stockists are sharing throughout the live, so you can pop off and have a little shop, a little browse if you wish to. Now, if you haven't seen this collection, we're going to do a little run through the collection, hopefully not too long. I promise I'll be quick. Then we have a few demos that we're going to try and squidge in as well. Now, while we're running through this collection, if you've already seen this, you watched the shows on liveshopping.vip, or maybe you watched the sneaky peek that we did a couple of weeks ago, then you might have already seen these sort of coming through, or maybe you've already purchased them. While I'm waffling for the next few minutes and taking you through samples and bits, and there are new samples you might not have seen, so it is worth keeping an eye on this while we're doing this. But if you'd like a little side project to be doing, our question this evening to win what I make is, if you could go anywhere in the world on holiday, we're thinking travel, we're thinking getting away, where would you like to go? We don't think this is a question we've asked you before, so I'm hoping it isn't, but we do tend to forget them. But even if we have asked you before, tell us again, where would you like to go? And if you have any funny holiday related stories that you would like to share with us, we would love to hear about them too, or travel related stories. Just anything daft that we can chuckle at really, or anything that you think we might find interesting. But in general, people pick a winner who has told us a destination in the world they would like to go. And then me and Pete will confess ours later on, I promise. So while Pete's grabbing us the first set of samples to have a little look through, let's just check that we haven't missed any questions or any bits that's going on. Good evening, Lynn. Lovely to have you with us. Good evening, Diane. We have samples from Diane this evening. There's some good samples. There are some good samples. All I'm going to say, we'll point them out as we go through them. What else have we got here? Sheila, can't wait for the traveller set to arrive. So excited. Does this mean you've already ordered, Sheila? Is it en route? I have a feeling it is. Good evening, Sue. Lovely to have you with us. Good evening, Dawn. Dawn, of course, is our winner from Monday night's Natter and got cards signed in the post, ready and en route, heading towards Dawn already. Good evening again, Craftless. Lovely to see you with us. They are in Poole. Poole sounds lovely. I don't know if I've ever been to Poole. I'd like to go to Poole.
Lovely.
We haven't been to Poole, have we?
No.
I'd like to go to Poole. Sounds lovely. Looks lovely. Pamela enjoyed the demo day with Gwen the other day. That is lovely to hear. Have we caught up with everything? Oh, Hayley's off to Cheshire Crafts tomorrow. Hayley, you didn't put a Winsford. I feel that's needed. I think it's posh. To collect her new bits, which is lovely. Thank you for supporting them. Fran doesn't travel very far because she doesn't like, she suffers with vertigo, and that isn't pleasant. I've known a few people that have suffered with vertigo. But maybe you've got, I don't know, maybe for a start, Fran, you've got something nice local. We live by the sea. It's lovely. So it could just be like a little local next village along. We went to a lovely garden centre today. I'll bore you with more of that later, I'm sure. We went to a lovely garden centre today. You might not want to go for a holiday, admittedly, but it was lovely. So yeah, just somewhere you'd like to travel to. Love to hear more. Craftless says they'd love to see us. I think they might change their mind if we rocked up and just sort of invaded one afternoon. They might be like, no, get out, lock the door. Okay, so quick run through of the collection, and then we'll go back more to scaring Craftless with the option of possibly popping in. But demo days, Craftless. I know somebody I could send your way. Our lovely Gwen Fletcher would love to pop down to Poole, I'm sure. So, okay, let's have a little look through the travel collection. So this is our steam train. Now, when these dies cut, not only do they cut, they deboss. And by deboss, they really deboss. I would highly recommend that you send these dies through with a rubber mat, a shim, even a spare piece of card on top of your proper piece of card that you're cutting from. We will do this in demo so you can see what I mean. But you want to up the ante of the pressure, whether that's sending it through twice or doing it once with that extra bit of card. But these really, really deboss. And that's great because it means when we come in to highlight with our waxes, with our polishes, with our ink pads, we've got all this texture that we can go and really highlight. And that's going to run through the whole collection. There is so much detail on these dies, and I know I keep telling you this, but there is so much detail on these dies that they took 3 days longer to produce than any die we've had produced so far because of the amount of etching and work that's gone into them. And that really says a lot about how much we've jammed into these and how much we're trying to achieve with these. We wanted them to give you a different look. We wanted a different result from them. And I'm hoping that as you start to use these and play with them, you're going to really agree with that. Now, of course, you can just leave them in plain mirrors and pearly cards if you prefer, like this demo here or the example here, bringing in the plane, the car, the train, and one of the sentiments. This is lovely. Whose is this one? I forget. Oh, this is Diane. This is one of the new ones. You won't have seen this one on the sneaky peek. So Diane has brought in our lovely rippled star flowers, one of the new sentiments, the pinstripe stencil. Of course, and I haven't even spoke about this yet this evening, have we? Our new metallic wax, Woo. I love this. We'll talk about that shortly. But she's used that to highlight the debossing on the train, gone over the flowers and done the stenciling with it as well in the background. And what I love, and this is something I keep kind of banging on about a bit, we're really trying to bring you collections that work together. So you will see the cogs in the background that of course come from the January release. So okay, it might be a little bit older now, but have a little look about and think of the ones that can work together and the ways that they're going to do that for you. This card is the one I shared earlier this evening on our Facebook page, and I was talking about the live this evening. We actually demoed this on the Sneaky Peek live. So if you want to know more about that one, head over to YouTube and catch that one again because it's on there and you can see it. This one's done by Ian, if I remember rightly. You think by now I'd remember them, wouldn't you? I'm so sorry, guys. But Ian's done this one, and he's got the train, of course, down in the corner. This reminds me a bit of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, them kind of golden tickets. Is really a lovely kind of way to look at those. So that, of course, is our train. Oh, there's another one here, and Pete's going to pass us in the next one. It's sat down again, guys, honestly. Yeah, I need a new Debbie McGee. Maybe I could see if Debbie McGee's free.
Me Debbie McGee?
Well, she was like Paul Daniels' assistant, weren't she? So I'm thinking maybe I need Debbie McGee.
I can't.
Do you reckon?
Professional.
Do you reckon, like, you know, you can get celebrities now, can't you? And you can pay them to do like voicemails and things. I do like Cameo, they call it, don't they? And they'll ring up and say happy birthday and things. Do you reckon we could get Debbie McGee to pop in for the evening? She could be on hostage cam. Maybe we need to work on this.
Someone must know her. I'm like...
Well, they reckon you're always 6 degrees separated from everybody in the world, don't they? So maybe. Another one by Diane, bringing in the trains, the waxes, the newsprint stamp. Again, another release from earlier in the year, all working together, more cogs coming in. I've gone off on a whole Debbie McGee chat, and I'm not being very quick, am I? So let's hurry this up. Moving on, let's have a little look at the train. We did the train. Let's look at the ocean liner. So this one, again, lots of deboss work. You've also got the sea that comes with this one. The literal sea is in here, just 3 ways, of course, but of course can be built up to be more impressive if you'd like it to be, or just a subtle little hint. I like this one. I thought that was really cool, making like I forgot the name again. Porthole, did we decide last time? I think it is. This one's cool, using the frame that comes with the tags. This one's a really lovely one, bringing in the suitcases on one side with the little tag on the front there. And then another one by Diane. And I'm highlighting these more this week because you won't have seen these. These are new samples, have just arrived with us just in time for the Highlight Craft shows or liveshopping.vip shows. So you might not have seen these. So it's nice to be able to share these with you in a bit more detail, take a little bit more time. But Diane has used the gemstones texture base in the background with the diamond stencil. She, of course, has made like a little pop-up tunnel so it folds down flat, which is a really cool idea to give dimension but not create more postage. And then added on one of the new sentiments down the bottom as well. And she's gone for the wishing you the most magical birthday. I also really like the way she's coloured in the ocean liner. There's so much deboss work on these that colouring them is really easy to do. Oh, Pippa says, I can tell you are now 3 people away from Debbie McGee. Pippa, we need Debbie.
Apparently she's selling kitchens on the TV, according to Frank.
Is she?
So she might be busy. She
might be. But I reckon if we could get her selling kitchens on the TV... look, guys, honestly, I'm here, hands are free. Nothing to do, Peter. Where are you? You were too busy reading about Debbie McGee.
I was, but no, I was also distracted by lovely Lynn. Hi, Lynn. Probably
Evening,
in the morning. She's currently sailing.
This isn't our Lynn, is it?
No, this isn't our Lynn.
Okay.
Someone would put a comment about New Orleans.
Ooh,
she said she's actually on a boat sailing down the Mississippi right now.
Oh, wow.
Watching you.
Oh, my goodness. Look at the scenery. Don't listen to us. My goodness. That sounds lovely. That is somewhere I'd really like to go. I'd like to go anywhere, really. I'm not picky. The end of the road is lovely. But, yeah. I'm quite easy when it comes to travel, aren't I, really? This is cool. This, again, is done by Diane. Again, I'm highlighting these because you won't have seen them necessarily. But she's made a little box. She's used the triangles, the new isosceles triangles, layering dies that we're going to bring you in this collection to build up her background. She's embossed some of them using the pinstripe stencil. She's added on the car. She's brought in those cogs again. You can see Diane loves her sort of steampunky, coggy theme to match in with this vintage collection, and added on the Happy Father's Day, which is one of the new sentiments as well. And of course, highlighted it all with the gold bullion from the new metallic waxes that we'll take a little look at shortly.
Letting you down again. It's because Gwen's in
Debbie
the building.
Debbie would not be like
Gwen is
this.
in the building.
Gwen, we need Debbie McGee, don't we?
Do you think Gwen knows Debbie McGee?
Well, Pippa's close. I don't think we're going to get closer than 3 degrees separated. Can anyone beat 3 degrees separated to Debbie McGee? Maybe actual Debbie McGee could pop up and be like, I've finished selling my kitchens for the evening. I will come and be your assistant. We need to
Everyone asks Debbie McGee.
Yeah, at Debbie McGee. Let's see if we can get her in.
Let's start a thing.
I don't actually think I could bring Debbie McGee into our studio. I think she's possibly a little bit more used to some luxury and I don't know, niceties than just what we're bringing on Hostage Cam and our setup. But it would be fun, wouldn't it? So, okay, this is cool. This again done by Diane, highlighting because you won't have seen these necessarily. They sat on the little stage at liveshopping.vip, but you might not have seen them. So again, Diane's gone to town with these. You're going to see 2 of these suitcases. They are absolutely mind-bogglingly beautiful. She's made her little corners using our nested circles, and she's basically taken the circle and folded it so you've got the cross point running through it, and then cut into one of the corners or one line down to the middle, and then either trimmed that piece out, which you can do, that quarter, or you can fold them so that you create little corner overlaps. Either way works, but they make really cool corner protectors and give you that real suitcase vibe. Around the suitcase, you are going to see different travel elements. So we've got the stamps that are coming up. We've got actual stamps, which are quite cool as well. And this is something that's always nice to see in crafting, isn't it? When we can bring in papers and maps and stamps and bits and add them to them. But of course, adding in our own stamped images. They've got the matching dies to cut them out. And then as we flip this over, we've got happy birthday to my best friend on the reverse. And this one again, all done using our lovely metallic waxes. And this one, of course, is the copper pot that you're seeing come through to highlight all of these elements. But every single piece of this suitcase has been decorated beautifully to make a lovely little gift box. I love that. I thought that was really cool. So flying through a few more of the samples you might have seen previously, but just in case you haven't, it's always nice to see them. I always feel we share. I put the album up earlier, and I think we've got 95 samples from myself and the DT for this collection. So even when we do share them on a couple of lives, I know I couldn't take all of those in. I wouldn't remember all of those. So it's kind of nice to see them again. If you missed it, don't forget I did mention earlier that you can go and look through all of these. They're all pictured on the website, www.jamierodgerscrafts.com. Head to the idea gallery and then you can click the tab of the collection you want to see more of. And then you will open up and you will see all of the different cards and projects photographed, so you can actually save the ones you want and dig further about them. And then at the top of each page, it shows you the collection, as in each item. Oh dear, we're getting messy. Each item that's been used to create them, so that you can dig a little bit deeper and find out. But if you have any questions, then of course you know you can reach us and ask us. So another one here. This one again is the floral bicycle. So lots of deboss work on this one. Separate flowers that can go in the basket on the back, decorate around it. You're going to see that through some of the samples. Lovely big size. All of the dies so far, by the way, that I've shared with you, I'm going to go out on my own little memory here, are $11.99 recommended retail price.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. See, I knew we'd put them in this order for a reason. Another little suitcase here by Diane, where she's chose to decorate around it. Bringing in those flowers, they look really pretty, don't they? We've again got the sort of fence. That fence looks cool, doesn't it? Little fence on here as well with the bike on the front there. Flowers. Now these are cool. Flowers from the bicycle. These bushes, these topiary bushes in the background, that is the steam off of the train. How cool is that? A few of the DT did that. I would never have thought of that. Thought that was amazing. Then we move on. So we've got one by Wendy. This is cool. Sorry, Wendy, I think I've damaged your fern. What am I like? But we've got another one here by Wendy. We've got one here by Ian coming in and doing a smaller little bike. He's used some gilding flakes on the bike. Of course, there are gilding flakes. That looks really cool because it gives that metallic finish of the actual bike. Then we've got another one here where we've brought in some gilding flakes to do the flowers in the basket and the ones that are around it. That one, of course, is done by Wendy. Did I subtly be able to lift that and see that without you guessing I was trying to read the bottom of it? I doubt it. Then we've got one that I've done here. Whenever we're talking about deboss work, we can rub inks over them and we can get that two-tone effect. We're going to do that in one of the demos that we're going to be doing this evening, if I ever stop waffling. So I'm going to speed up a bit, show you a few more of these as we go through. All of these sentiments, these are all new sentiments that we're going to be having a little look at shortly as well. This is cool. This is using the frame and then bringing the bike in. I believe that one was done by Ian. It was very sort of clean and simple, but nice to see. This one's done by Lynn. Lynn's brought in a large trellis stencil to make the grid work in the back. and then built up on top of that one. Here's one by Sharon. Sharon's used that lovely isosceles triangle in the background, then brought in some foliage, done some inking into the back of that. That's really lovely. Also like the way Sharon, never afraid of colour. I like the way that they're bright and colourful. I tend to avoid bright colours, but it's lovely to see them come through. Then we move on, and we're going to have a little look at...
Sorry, Dawn's just asking what size the motorbike is.
Oh, okay. Any questions, please do just jump in. And you know me, I don't take a breath, so just jump in. This is 5 inches by 3 inches. If you would prefer in centimetres, it is 12.9 by 7.8. So and I always think, I know size is one thing, but sometimes something to compare to can be handy. So if we have a little look at our kind of jam jar metallic gilding waxes, gives you a bit of scope there to see roughly what you're looking at, if that helps. Okay, moving on to our plane. This, of course, is our biplane. This one, again, is a recommended retail price of $11.99. This one has one die in it that's actually upside down pulled plane. That's a bit of a trick shot, isn't it? We'll turn it back the right way. So our plane, again, is going to deboss for you beautifully, whether like Wendy has here, she's brought in some mirror card and then gone over the top with a stays on. This one's cool. This one is done by Wendy as well, where she's brought in a lovely hot air balloon from a previous floral lace dies collection and put that in with the plane and the tickets and the suitcases. This one was lovely. This one's done by Ian, and he's actually double cut its frame and laid one inside the other to create that really cool smooth effect that I really like, because it's completely flat to the eye or to feel, but yet has lots of depth due to the debossing. One I've done some highlighting using them beautiful waxes, and I think we demoed this actually on the live shopping.vip shows, where we made the flowers and then went over the top using the snow white of the metallic waxes. Love these. Keep teasing you with those, haven't really shown you much about them, but we will shortly. Then another one here with a plane on it that I created, making a little field in the background and then destructing the eye with some of that wax over the top again. This one's done by Sharon. Sharon's done some lovely colouring with waxes over the top to make a very vintage feel card. Diane, what can I say about this? Diane has made the most incredible little moving card where our plane flies through the air. Now the other bit I really wanted to share with you on this one, because it's sometimes overlooked, isn't it? When we see movement and we see that level of cool, that level of detail, sometimes we forget to look behind that. Look at this background Diane's made using the isosceles triangle. So she's cut all of these out of our cardstock and then pieced them together to make that really cool backdrop to go behind that panel and behind that ticket. I also like the way that quite often when you pull bits out like this, there's nothing on them and they're a bit like, well, that's boring. Not on this one. Diane's added some of the stamps that are in the collection. We've also got some of the steam coming in as clouds, again from the train, and we've got the number 1 dad going onto that as well. Beautiful card. Then this one's rather impressive. Again, done by Diane, but this time, endless doodling. This isn't a stamp, it's not a paper. This is dedicated doodling. So Diane has done lots and lots of bits, and I love this, and I'm sure she won't mind me pointing this out. And it's always good to think of this, isn't it? I had to have a little dig, and I don't know where did I find it, where did I see it? But Diane has clearly done one sheet. Oh, you might see it from the top there. I'll just give you, can you get into there? Can you see that? Where are we? What layer are we? Can you see in there? So she's done one sheet, and then and I don't like the term, but she's gutted the layers with her dies, and that's why we've got the dies. So she's used her circles, plain circles, to gut out the layers and then built it back together. And that's really cool because it means the patterns match. The pattern matches between each level. Also means she's got more value out of her time and effort. All of them little boxes and cubes and doodles are going to have taken quite a bit of time. Why cover that or leave it blank and not know if everything's going to match up when we can gut them out, layer them up? Nobody's the wiser. You see how much I had to dig in to see what's under there. But actually, it works really well and it's really effective. And I also like the way she's added the 2 planes on here as if they're sort of doing an air show trick, maybe. Now, moving on from the plane, we go into the suitcases. So the suitcases recommended retail price is, by memory, $12.99. I've got the thumbs up. I have got a memory-ish. This one gives you 2 dies. Again, lots and lots of debossing with this one. And it really does conjure up to me that travel idea. It's going to go in with all of the elements we've been looking at, whether you want to build more depth to your frames, whether you want something on the insert of your card that matches in with it. I know I've got pictures where we've gone through the airport, or we're packing up the car and we've got too many suitcases to fit in the car. I think this is going to be a lovely one to do some scrapbooking with. I can also see this being used and then maybe like making a little booklet out of it and adding some journaling in underneath the first layer. You could get some flatter texture on this by cutting multiples at once, or again, send it through your machine after you've die cut it to smooth out that embossing, so you could then journal on top of it if you'd like to, and make a little booklet with it or make a little effect with it. But either way, I have a feeling this is going to work really nicely for many, many reasons. I could even see 2 of those glued together and then a little zigzag album in the middle that opens up like an accordion, shows you lots of photos, or again, journaling bits like that. So that would work nicely. When we start bringing these into our cards, we're going to do a card similar to this for our demo actually, but it is great to ink over the top of. It's great to play around with our mirror card and again build up those sort of stories and those themes. How are we doing, Pete? What one's next? We're on to the tags. So next up, you've seen a lot of these, haven't you? This is the ticket and tag set. So this set has 6 dies in it. We've got the main focal elements that are going to match the stamps we're going to look at in just a second. And it's also got the frame that goes with it. The frame, of course, fits the majority of the pieces we've been looking at. So you can put the plane, the bike, all of those different bits inside that. It's also really nice if you want to do a multi-fold card or project, album even, that you can use the same frame throughout the different layers of that project, and it's all going to coordinate in for you. Now, the recommended retail price of this set, Peter, is
$14.99.
$14.99. This one's a bit bigger than the others, of course, and there's some etching on there. We've got quite a few components in that one with your 6 pieces. When we have a little look at how this one works, with our little like fob, for instance, that's going to cut and score for you. So when you come to actually making your little wallet, it's going to be really easy to do. We've added a piece of black card on the inside, so you see that through the window, but you could stamp and add a stamped element in there. Ian did quite a lot where he put acetate on the inside of the window and then wrote on the tag like a proper luggage tag. You've then, of course, got your other tag elements. You've got that beautiful frame with its debossed details. There's going to be more done like this in future collections because I've totally fell in love with how that's come out. So you'll see more debossed frames, maybe even different sizes of the same frame, so that later down the line, you'll be able to put different ones together. So you'll be able to scrapbook and make different styles without giving too much away. Maybe. But when we bring these into our cards, and again, we're using the deboss or mirror card, we're bringing in a black StazOn and we're rubbing that over the top. We're creating these beautiful effects.
Diane says there's nothing like pulling apart someone's samples.
Sorry, Diane. Sorry. I did that off camera first time round. I was like, please don't tell me she's doodled over each layer and then covered them. That would just be sacrilege, really. And when I could see in there that you hadn't, I was like, brilliant, good. That makes so much sense. That's great. And I knew you'd be sensible, but it's nice to show and share, because sometimes we forget that, don't we? It's the same with patterned papers, expensive card stock. The cost of card just keeps going up, doesn't it? So actually, if we can gut it, which I don't like the term, but if we can gut it and use that, why not? These are your matching stamp sets. So loads of different bits on the stamps that are going to coordinate with those dies, but of course can be used completely independently from the die set if you'd like them to be. When we start bringing them in together and we start building up our cards, we can see some incredible effects. The first one was done by Lynn. The second one's done by Sharon. This is one that I did. We demoed this somewhere as well, didn't we? I don't remember where. Liveshopping.vip, if I remember rightly, we demoed that one on, I think. And then this one's cool. This one's done by Ian. Again, I like the way he's die cut these out and layered them up to create some real depth to them. And of course, matched in our sentiment, may your day be filled full of magical adventures. Then we move on, and this one's cool, again done by Ian, a bit of a vintage theme. Oh, and these are lovely. So these are done by Diane. And again, I'm going to go into a bit more detail with these ones because I know you've not seen them before. So Diane, this blew my mind. I loved the way you have created your ticket for your actual card blank. Now, if I'm guessing this right, you have used a postage edge die and put it against the edge, not to get the postage edge bit, but to get the leftover part, that look as if the ticket's been ripped and we've got them same kind of torn edges as what you're going to get on the mini die. But by using a postage edge die, you're going to create that negative. So you've still got the postage on the side that's come away from it, but you've got the negative part on here. I then believe Diane's used a circle nesting die to add on the top there and take away that little tab. Again, creating that exact ticket look that we've given you in the mini die. She's done that on both ends so that we have a complete ticket, and then chose to just score in and fold in and then decorate from there. There is so much on this card. There are so many pieces to point out. We have got the cogs coming in. We have got the isosceles triangle being turned into bunting. We've got the stamped tickets, the suitcases, the wording, the main suitcases. When we flip over onto the inside, we have a little pocket with a little tab in it with the same matching edge to it with a little stamp detail on there. Now, if you're going to be giving a gift card, giving some pennies, giving a gift certificate to a day out, maybe you're going to give tickets to go and see Debbie McGee. Either or. Selling the kitchens. We don't pick on people for selling kitchens. We don't. That's good on Debbie McGee. And would you like to come and play with some craft stuff? She's also created a little pocket to sit all that in, which is really, really cool because it, of course, creates that journally taggy effect. Over here, Diane's even cut out and layered on mini tags to add on top of her suitcases. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, all. I tried to hold that. That didn't last, did it? But absolutely beautiful. Now, moving on. And I love this as well because it's great to show you a set. Sometimes we look at cards as scrapbookers and we go, well, how would that look as a page? Sometimes we look at pages and think, well, I'm not a scrapbooker, I'm a card maker. Diane's got us covered. She's showing here how the same items, the same concepts, the same papers, the same ideas can be taken from a card right the way through to a scrapbook page. So maybe this is a journal, maybe this is home decor, maybe this is all of those different things that we want to create. It shows how this is going to work as a collection and go off on all of those different tangents. With the page, Diane once again has created large format tickets in the same sort of style as what I believe I was talking about earlier, but added some detail onto these. She's done some stamping onto them. She's added the tickets coming into the top of these as well. The little one on the top here with the Take It Easy stamp, she's cut and layered that up. We've got the train coming in at the top there as well. All of these being accentuated with a waxes, you'll notice. Then down the bottom here, we've got the Explore wording. That, of course, is our Velvet script alphabet that came out a little while ago. Then we've got tickets, suitcases, and of course the bicycle, topping off what I think is the most incredible page that I know I've got mini adventures that I could straight away look at this and go, do you know what? I'm going to put a few photos on there, a little bit of journaling, and that's going to be a standout page in my album. Moving on to another standout page, this time done by Wendy. Wendy's brought in the plane, she's brought in the ocean liner and the train, which I really like because it's nice to have all of those different components come together on one piece. She's also used the newsprint stamp in the background and the Latin script stamp on this panel to make these sort of torn booklet pages. She's brought in the frame from the tag set with our gilding flakes to bring in a little bit of a shimmer and sparkle that matches into the title piece and of course the shimmer that you're seeing come through on the two vehicles. Well, I don't know if you can call an ocean liner a vehicle, can you really? I don't think that would be covered by my driving licence, but then again, nor would the plane. So yeah, vehicle is the wrong word. Mode of transport? I don't know. We'll come up with something better for that. Going back to the page, I also really like the coffee ring splats that I hear a rumour were done with the bottom of a coffee cup, which I think is really cool because it brings in that vintage feel. Then moving forward, so we've had a little look at the tags and we've had a little look at the tag stamps, and I'm very conscious I'm waffling for a long time and not doing any demos. So let's move these bits off and bring in our isosceles triangles. So just in case you've not seen these, this is a set of 17 triangles that really cater from every size we could possibly fit that we thought you'd ever want to use. So whether you're going for really small bunting, really big card blanks, or big bunting, party bunting, whether you want to make them sort of flags. Do you know those American flags that you see at sports events where it says like Go Team and then Panthers and bits like that on them? That's what this one reminds me of, and I really like that. But of course it also looks a little bit like the flags on the top of the ocean liner and bits like that. So loads of different ways you're going to be able to use this. Lots of different scoping sizes to play with. The stamps, by the way, the recommended retail price for those was $11.99. The plain isosceles triangles are $19.99. $18.99. Thanks, Pete. My memory is shocking. We've got Post-its somewhere. I don't know where I've put the Post-its. I totally forgot to the Post-its. 17 dies in this set, and these start at half an inch basically, and go all the way up to 8 inches in one direction and 6 inches by 0.7 in the other direction. So they're big and they're small, and you've got 17 options to play with. That's basically the bit we need to know, isn't it? All the way from very, very small to very, very big. When we layer those together, these are the kinds of effects we can achieve, whether we're going for proper bunting, whether we're going for them flags, whether we're going to do journal pages with them like Sharon's done somewhere in a little booklet, or maybe you're going to create little pockets, or maybe you're going to create card blanks with them. All of these are options that you're going to be able to do by having such big dies all the way through to small dies to play with. Here's a card that I actually demoed on liveshopping.vip. You can still catch those shows on the Facebook page if you would like to. You can just scroll back down and they will be there. They were last Thursday to give you a little bit of a timeline to where to scroll to. I've used my triangles and sort of bunting and put lots of different pieces into them. You might not want to go as heavy as that, but it's nice to show that you can if you want to. And then here's one where I've coloured them with the waxes and done some embossing, brought in the frames and added on our little cruise ship down the bottom and some tickets. I'm out of bits, Pete. Is that it? Have we done it all? Can we let them like rest their ears? No?
They don't
Another
escape
10.
that easily.
Another 10. We're going to do these quickly, guys, I promise. So we have got mini sort of sentiments, really. This is our sentiment collection. There are 10 of these, and these are brand new. They're at the start of a library that we're going to be building over the coming months. The first 10 have got a little bit of a Father's Day theme because, of course, Father's Day isn't far away. So you've got wishing you the most magical birthday. We have got happy anniversary to my perfect partner. We have got sending all the love in the world. Happy Father's Day. Sorry you are leaving. Best dad in the world. Number one dad. Now I can tell you at this stage by memory, number one dad's recommended retail price is $3.99. Pretty much everything we've looked at so far is $4.99, with the exception of, is it happy anniversary to my perfect partner, Pete? I know that may your day be filled full of magical adventures is $5.99. Happy birthday to my best friend is $4.99. And thank you for being you is $4.99. But basically, in short, they're somewhere between $3.99, $4.99 and $5.99, just of course dependent on size. But there are 10 of those to collect, and there will be more coming soon. But to us, these were a true essential that we felt was very much needed to give you slightly larger sentiments. Maybe you're going to use these on your tags, maybe you're going to use these on your inserts, maybe you're going to mix and match with some of our smaller sentiments. It's all going to work for you and take you through your projects. Now, we've spoke about these a lot, haven't we? We have, haven't we? We've seen different bits of them. Let's delve into these slightly. These are our metallic waxes, and the last thing I'm going to introduce you to before we do a demo, I promise. Now, there are 6 colours to these. These are 20 grams per pot. The recommended retail price per pot is $5.99. So incredible value, especially when you realise just how long they last. So these are my pots. I've been using these now for a little while. We did the shows with them. We did our demo boards with them, I believe. I don't think I'm telling you a story there. We did our samples with these for the demo kits as such. So basically what I'm trying to tell you in short, we've used these quite a bit, genuinely, and you can't even tell that we've started digging into these. That level hasn't gone down. We've hardly even looked as if we've touched them. They are going to last you a very, very long time. There are 6 colours. There is gold bullion. There is raindrop, which is this beautiful blue. I will show you demo boards for them in a second. There is snow white, beautiful, beautiful soft pearl white. There is a cherry blossom, this lovely soft pink. And again, you can build these up if you want to intensify them. There is copper pot. And lastly, there is silver star. One thing I would highly recommend that you do and experiment with these as well is hooking different pieces out and mixing them together to make new colours. I think that's something we sometimes forget that we can do with a wax. but you absolutely can. They will mix, and you can create a green, for instance. You could make a more sort of light red, rusty shade if you wanted to. You could make more of a platinum than a silver. That's just a few ideas, but play and explore and see what you can create. Rust effects work really nicely with these as well. So if we're thinking potentially doing the COG collection with them, the travel collection, those 3 shades are going to work really nicely. Maybe we're looking forward to the wedding season and we'd like something a little bit softer. They're going to work really nicely. So hopefully this gives you a little colour palette to explore and play with. And of course, not only do they work on white card, they're also going to work for you on dark card too. So we've done ours here on the black card, but of course you could play around with all different shades of card to create different effects and different intensities of colour. Just give you a little flick of these so you can see all of these. I feel you've seen loads of them on the demo examples from the Incredible DT, but it's nice that you get to see them. Okay, shall we actually do a demo now? Shall we actually do something? Because I've waffled for long enough, haven't I? Let's actually do something. So I hope I haven't sent you all to sleep, but let's make a little card and see what we can create. This is the card I thought we would play around and create first of all. I believe this is one I shared a little while ago, maybe after our first sneaky peek. And I think it was quite popular. If it wasn't this one, it was one very similar, but hopefully you'll agree it's quite easy to do, hopefully quite delicate and pretty, and gives you a different use and style for what you might imagine for your travel collection. I was very much thinking weddings with this one, that kind of elegant wedding-esque look. Maybe it's an anniversary one, could be many occasions, especially if you changed up the colours slightly. So we're going to start off with our card blank for this demo, and let's give you a size before I forget. Now, if you have any questions, please don't forget to ask them. We are, of course, here to answer them as well. I know I barely pause for breath, but if I can help you and answer something, please don't hesitate to yell. So we are looking 6 inches or just shy of 6 inches by 8 inches for our card blank. We're then going to build up with some gold mirror card, which I've used my rectangle die set, the plain one, to come in and cut. And we're going to place that on using some 1mm foam tape. We're then going to go on to one of our layers. Now this is really important for you to know. When we go on to our layers, we're going to be using our waxes, and I'm going to do this on a piece of card just so I can share this with you. And we're going to bring in one of our blending mats to do this on. So I've got a messy blending mat here. Let's see if I can get a clean one, because we're going to be working with a soft colour and I don't want to contaminate it. We're going to work with the cherry blossom. So this is our really lovely light pink. Now, if you see the sneaky peeks, or you did get to see the shows, or you went and see Gwen, then maybe you've seen this being done before, but I'm going to cover it again just in case you haven't. I see Craig, our lovely Craig Lard from Crafter's Companion, do this. Lard, I don't know if I'm doing that right. Lovely maybe. Craig. Craig's lovely, full of great ideas, and it's always inspirational to watch other crafters work, because we always pick something up, don't we? And he took his finger daubers and put them onto the ends of Mr. bottles. I tried that with my ones, and my Mr. bottles were too big, but I did find some old alcohol markers in a drawer that I found worked perfectly. So I've added the daubers to the ends of my pens. Now, you don't have to do this at all, it's not vital, but I don't know if you've explored using daubers before, but usually I start off with a dauber and think, well, this is comfy, this is fine, and a couple of minutes in, that's been pushed down on the tip of your finger so much that you feel like your finger's been put in a blender, and it's become uncomfortable and you don't want to be doing it. If we use them on the end of a pen, or like Craig did on a Mr. bottle, then you can go in and you can pick that up and you can just hold the pen like you would any blending tool or pen, to be honest. So we're going to pick up the cherry blossom. We're going to take our polar white card and we're just going to go down the edge of it. Now on my card, I did this over a scalloped panel, but it's more just trying to share with you how easy and effective that is. So no longer do you need to buy pearl card in every shade to match every project. You can buy a wax, and out of the wax, make as much pearl card as the wax is going to allow you to. And that's going to match in with all of the different components that we do throughout our card and all the different techniques that we do. Maybe we're going to blend them to create different looks. This is just the pink, just added around the edge here. Now, of course, for this one, I have used the scalloped and pierced rectangles. And I'm going to bring in our 1mm foam tape again to build this up. And I'm going to place that down on top of the gold. So there's just a small gold edge showing from around the sides there. We're then going to go on to a plain rectangle once again, and I've just added some 1mm tape onto the back of this one, and we're going to layer that into the centre, making sure that we don't cover the pierced element. I wasn't aiming to make that layer look just like it was pink. I'm happy if you see the white come through around the edges, like a bit of a halo effect, because if not, I could have just used a piece of pink card. But it is nice that that's going to match in perfectly with the bits that are coming up later. We're then going to carry on our layers. If you know me, I love a layer, so let's carry on. We're going to this time go into our gold mirror card, but we're going to cut it using our ovals. This is, of course, our plain ovals from the Mats and Layers collection. And we're going to bring in our clear drying glue to add this on. Now, is Alison with us this evening, Peter?
She was earlier.
I wondered if you offended her the other night and she might not come back.
Yeah, I hope I didn't offend her.
No, you didn't. I apologised after the event and she come back and said that she found it very funny. It made her chuckle. We're then going to go on and we're going to take our ovals, again using the scallop with the pierce, so that we're matching in our layers. This one's going to coordinate perfectly with the one that we've done below it. And this is what I love about Mats and Layer dies and matching colours. You know, this card could go off in so many tangents. Think of adding in different colours, maybe going for the gold on the edges, because this gold's going to be slightly lighter and more pearly than the mirror. Maybe that's going to become a Christmas card. Maybe we want to go possibly a bit more manly, a bit more rustic, bring in that lovely copper pot instead. Maybe that'd be nice for Christmas. Or maybe we want to go white work and we just want a slight difference between each of these layers, because sometimes if we just use polar white card, you kind of lose a bit of depth. You get shadow, but you don't get depth. Adding in some pearlescence to that can really make a difference. So Snow White would work really nicely for that instead. So, okay, we're up to this part. Let's bring in some extra details. So we're going to start off by cutting a car, because we need to cut the car to go on the front here. So we're going to do a bit of a party trick. You've probably seen me do this before, but it's an important one to cover in case you haven't. So we're going to bring in our mats, and we're going to start off with our plates, and we're going to find wherever I've hid the car die. Here we go. And then we're going to add on our first colour of card. Now this colour of card is the colour that we wish to be actually the top layer of the car. So in my instance, I'm going to use white card. So again, a piece of polar white card. I then want a backing plate to go behind this car. So I'm going to bring in some mirror card. For this time, I'm going to use silver, but on the finished one, I've used gold. And we're going to put that over the top of that die. Now I'm working with a really powerful electronic cutting machine. So I'm using a Pro Cut Kit and Caboodle. But I tell you this because even with really high powered machines, what should and normally happens is we're going to find that we're going to cut the top layer perfectly. I've got a machine issue, guys. What's going on? Turn that round, send it through the other way. Come on, machine, you can do it. We're looking good. So anyway, going back to it. So what we're doing is with the top layer, the first one, the white one, that's going to cut all the way through. The silver one is only going to cut partially. It'll cut around the outside edges, but things like the headlights, for instance, aren't going to cut out. The window screen that's going to go be in the front of the car, that's not going to cut out. And that means that we've then got a backing plate to go underneath our finished die. Now that didn't go all the way through, I can tell you now. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn that round. We're going to give that a bit of a wiggle, and I'm going to swap out my plate at the bottom there because I wonder if I've got the wrong plate. Let's send it through again. See if that works. Come on, machine, you've got this. Bit of willpower to the machine. So of course I've got ones of these I've done already anyway, so it's not vital why we play with the machine. Here we've got the gold one that has gone through perfectly fine, and this is what I mean about leaving out the filigree pieces. On the reverse, I've stuck some tape down to make sure that everything stays in place. But like the window screen should cut out, so should the apertures on the steering wheel. And if we look to this one, we can see these pieces have come out for us. But with this one, they're going to stay in place. Now, if you do have a bit of cut through, of course, anchor them down with some tape, glue it down flat, add on some low-tack masking tape. Any of those bits will anchor them in place. But the first one, the white one, because we've got double the pressure, is also debossed for us even deeper than it would if we didn't do any more if we just sent it through and cut it out. Now you can add your rubber mat on that and it will deboss it further, but actually doing 2 pieces of card at once, it's going to push down on that pressure, it will deboss it better for you. But all of the filigree pieces, all of the intricate pieces are cut out ready for us to work with this. Over this one, all I've done is I've taken my same cherry blossom pink and I've just gone over the top of it. Now we can do a bit more because it never hurts to add more to it, but we're just kissing the top layer. Because of that level of debossing, all of those indentations will stay as the original white work card. It's only the top part that we're adding colour to. Once we've sent that through and we've coloured it, it's now time to glue the two together. So let's bring back in our clear drying glue and add a nice coverage over the reverse of our card. Do we have any questions, Peter, while I'm doing a bit of gluing?
No, I don't think so. I think they're more busy watching you.
I might have fell asleep. I wonder if Jeanette's still awake. We must be up to like nearly 5 in the morning in Australia.
She was a minute ago.
She was with us or asleep?
No, she was with us, sorry.
Still with us?
Yeah.
I don't mind if it's a service we can offer. It's not a bad service to have. So, okay, sticking our two together, now you can see what I mean. Those gold bits are the bits that would have cut out normally, like they have out of the top layer, but actually it now gives us that filled in effect to go underneath it. And you can do that with pretty much any die, any brand, any machine. So it's not exclusive to our dies or the way that we work with them, but it is a great way to give you a backing plate to go behind your die. So we're going to bring this one in and we're going to take off our tape. We've already got that 1mm tape in place as a bit of a support to anchor down the pieces, but equally a great way to give some depth and again create a bit of a shadow. And we're going to place that down on the front. Now I think, and I will be honest, my memory is shocking and I have totally forgot, but I have a feeling the lavish foliage that I'm about to bring in at this stage, I think we're sold out of this, aren't we?
We are, yes.
We are sold out of this, aren't we? I thought we were. So these are the lavish foliage pieces. Now, when I say we're sold out, that means we are sold out at Jamie Rodgers Crafts. It, of course, means that our stockists have them in hand. But when our stockists have run out of them, there will be a moment that we won't have them. So if you've had your eye on the lavish foliage for a little while, and you're thinking it's on your wish list and you want to get hold of it, don't dilly-dally, get it while the stockists have got it. Because I'm going to say we'll have roughly, from now, about 3 to 4 weeks, maybe 4 to 5 weeks, depending, till that one's going to be back in stock. So if it's one that's on your wish list, don't hang about. I could give you a little sneaky. Am I allowed to tell them a little sneaky?
Here we go. Cue the sound effect. What sneaky are you giving them?
Have you not seen what I've done with the lavish foliage?
Oh, you're bad.
Am I bad? Should we just leave it there?
Yeah.
Should I just tell you that there's more to come with the lavish foliage? I love this set so much. We couldn't leave it there. Not too far down the road, you will be seeing more from the lavish foliage. Sounds a bit like a pub or something, doesn't it?
Oh, I've never seen Kim tonight, actually. Is Kim here?
Kim?
How I linked to the pub.
Oh, pub. Okay, I wondered where that would come from. So we're going to bring in some foam tape and we're going to add that over the side there. She did give up pub on Monday. I don't know if we can request, pub skipping twice.
Maybe, Julie's got it in stock at Craft Bliss.
See? Snap it up while Julie's got it.
She might know what Kim's up to. I think Kim goes to Craft Bliss, doesn't she?
I'm pretty sure that Craft Bliss do not stalk their customers.
Unlike us.
Unlike us.
We don't stalk our customers.
No, just Debbie McGee.
We take an interest in Debbie McGee.
Take an interest in Debbie. The things they come out with of an evening.
Someone must be related to Debbie McGee.
Well, Pippa was 3 degrees separated. I thought that was pretty close.
Yeah, but I don't know what that means. I'm a bit thick.
What do you mean? Oh, okay, so that means... Oh, I've lost a pearl.
That means like a brother's gone out with a sister who's gone out. Well, that sounds wrong. Let's move on. I didn't mean incest with Debbie McGee. Anyway, Julie's Crafts have it in stock as well.
Do they? See, grab it quickly.
See how I've moved on there quickly.
I liked your patching. Do you want to like...
Thank you, Gillian. You've saved me.
Saved me. So have a look for some tweezers in there. I found them, thanks. I've still lost one of these, but we'll put back the one that we should have, and I'll try and remember to find one before I post them out. Oh, well, maybe I'm not going to put it back because it don't look happy, does it? Let's find some glue. This is the joy of a pre-done kit that's travelled the length and breadth of the country. Sometimes things get a bit dogged, but we will find that gem and we will put it back there and we'll leave a little gap to put in another one. So Peter, the degrees of separation, that refers to, if I understand it correctly, that Pippa will have a best friend, let's call him Bob, and Bob will have a best friend, let's call her Edith, and Edith is best friends with Debbie. So there are 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps, Debbie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they could get Debbie on here.
Well, if we can get Bob to talk to Edith to get Debbie.
Maybe Bob and Edith don't get on.
Maybe they don't. Well, no, they must do, because I'd have to be connected to be the steps. If not, it wouldn't be steps, would they?
The Wednesday night waffle.
It is
Jamie
waffle.
and Peter.
It is, honestly. I don't know why anyone joins us. It's bonkers. I apologise. So we're gonna.
Sorry to interrupt. Sheila. Hi, Sheila. Wants to know what colour have you used on the beautiful leaves? Please?
So the leaves, I will be honest, I skipped over that because I should have a leaf to colour and I haven't got one and I've lost it and I don't know where it's gone, Sheila. But we'll find a leaf. So bear with and I'll find a leaf. It won't be the same leaf because I haven't got one. But we'll find something to colour and I'll show you what I did. So let's dig into this little bag. So these are a flower that's called, honestly, it's terrible. What are these ones? These are, come on, Pete. We can't both be
the ripple blooms?
Yes, they are ripple blooms, something. Ripple blooms.
Just ripple blooms.
Something. So the leaves, this is all about blending. So all we're going to do is we're going to bring in the pink, which is the cherry blossom, and we're going to add some of that down. Again, because these are quite light, we don't have to be too heavy with this, but we'll add a little bit of this down. And then we're going to pick another colour, basically, and add that over the top. So for the leaves, the foliage in that project, I bought in the gold because I found the gold and the pink blend beautifully. These shades are so gorgeous to work together. And I know it's hard because I could probably genuinely come up with a reason why, and I suppose that's why I chose these colours and made these colours. But to me, there are little combinations where everything kind of works together. The copper and the blue, to me, that's a marriage made in heaven. And if you can run to them, the gold added to that combo, that's your rust techniques or your looks. But then maybe like the silver and that raindrop, they work really nicely. The white, I kind of leave a little bit more out on its own. Maybe the white and the gold. Maybe that's something I've missed. Maybe I should be doing more white and gold. That could work. Or maybe the white and pink would look quite pretty, actually. So maybe those two. But yeah, I've certainly got, and we'll all have them, won't we? But we kind of have little colourways that we like to work within and sort of radiate towards, don't we? So let's try and put the right lids. On the lids, there are names, and I never put the right ones back on the right ones. We'll try and do that just so I have some idea of what I'm doing. We still want the gold. Let's not get rid of that one. And that hasn't worked because that's now called raindrop, honestly. And then we'll go to the gold. So we're going to pick up some of the gold on the end of the dauber. And by the way, although I'm using a dauber for this, you absolutely don't have to. So you could choose to dig in with your finger, pick up a small amount of it, and then just take that off on the edge there, and then just brush that in instead. You could use a cotton bud or an earbud, depending on what you know them as. If you would like to go into little intricate pieces, that would work perfectly as well. You could use a stipple brush if you wanted to. There are loads of different applicators you can work with. It's just I've kind of got a bit hooked on the finger daubers, being honest. And with these, on this one, all I'm going to do is pounce the colour instead. And by pouncing, we're going to get a slightly different shade. But if I give this a lift up, you can start to see, hopefully, if I can get it in the right light, you can see the gold and the pink coming through together and playing together. Now on the foliage that I've done for this one, I've gone for a little bit more gold than pink, but you can layer them. So go back and layer if you wish to, but hopefully, I don't know how we're going to see that. There is some pink and some gold. Oh, and a moving flower, never good. But there are pink and gold tones coming through. There's a lot more pink there on that part. I don't know if you can see that. But they're blended together, basically. Pink and gold. Gold bullion and cherry blossom are the ones that we've used for them. Okay. let's move on. So this was our finished card. Let's share that with you. If you haven't already, tell us in the comments. What are we asking them this evening? Where they'd like to go on holiday, wasn't it? Where would you like to go in the world?
Mary says, hi Mary, how do you clean the Dauber after using the wax, please?
I haven't, to be honest. I have just left mine.
Always
Don't
honest,
laugh.
always honest
Don't
with
laugh,
Jamie.
honestly. If it is true, I've left one colour per Dauber, and then I suppose possibly because I've kept them on here, I've just left them as they are. On your skin, it wipes off really easily with a wet wipe or with a cloth. I tend to keep a dry cloth because I find that easier and less messy, but it just wipes off. So if you wanted to clean your Dauber, I reckon you could probably get them relatively clean by giving them a bit of a scrub off on a cloth, to be fair. But to me, I know that this pot is going to last me probably my lifetime. And I know that I'm going to need a Dauber to go with it time after time. So I might as well just keep a Dauber for that pot. But not everyone works like that, and you certainly don't have to. A lot of people do that with distress inks. I don't. But I did think with these I probably would. But if we try and get the majority of that off, and I've purposely picked the blue because that's quite an intense colour. That's not too shabby, is it? If I push really, really hard, and I'm probably getting that more off of the edge here, but in general, can you see that? There's no blue coming out of there. So yeah, just a cloth, in honesty. If you do want to clean them, looks like that's going to pretty much take them back to where they need to be. But I am impressed. You're much cleaner than I am, which isn't hard in fairness. Any other questions, Peter?
No, I don't think so.
No? Have we had any locations? Where does the world want to go?
Well, Sam who's ordered a couple of waxes, then seen another colour.
Oh,
now
sorry,
she says,
Sam.
"Oh, wish they'd have got them." As she said, Mauritius.
Mauritius?
Oh,
Have
that
you been
sounds
to
hot.
Mauritius?
No,
You've been to some wonderfully
I
exotic
have.
places.
But that does sound lovely. Sounds like palm trees and blue seas and cocktails and white sandy beaches.
Yes.
I won't name cocktails because they'll go down a very...
We're all right. We might get away with it.
We're not post 9 o'clock yet, are we?
No, and I don't think we should do post 9 o'clock either.
What do we think? A watershed, Jamie?
No.
Anyway.
Moving swiftly on, yes, Peter. It's about the third time this evening you've had to move swiftly on this evening. You're just in a mischievous mood, aren't you?
But Dawn said we make her smile. We make her laugh.
We have to make somebody smile.
No one else has commented, so they might be crying.
Sleep. I've told you asleep. Tune in to us to send us to sleep. Okay, so card blank size this time. We are going to go with an 8x8, and this is a proper 8x8. So literally not a store-bought pack one. I've actually made this, if I remember rightly, from A3 card. Some store-bought ones are proper A3, but I know one of the big brands, or a couple of the big brands actually, the 8x8 refers to the size of the envelope, not the size of the card. So have a look and check if you're going to try and make this one. The reason I went for this is because of our large trellis panel, which I have debossed using a stencil. So I know you've watched me do this a million times, but we will quickly talk through it. We bring in a stencil, we go to our die cutting machine, we take our base plate, we take our stencil, we stick on a piece of card so that we've got the card there to push down on it. We add on a rubber mat or a tan mat, and then we add on our top plate and we send that through the machine. Once it goes through the machine, what will happen is the mat will push down on the card, it will push into the apertures on the stencil, and when you take the card off, it will look like this. Debossed or embossed, depending on the side you wish to be working with. So very much like an embossing folder, more like the traditional ones instead of the new sort of fangled 3D ones. But to me, it's a great way to get more use out of your stencils. And while I've got this one in my hand, we did this on Monday evening. And we actually created this panel on Monday evening. Now, I was hoping to have some time to do an actual card with it, but I'm going to be honest, I trimmed this out about 2 minutes before we went live this evening but I wanted you to see it without the edges, because sometimes I think when you see the edges, it looks a bit more messy. Actually, when we trim it down, you just see the crisp panel. But if you'd like to know more about how this was created, you can go back and watch this from the Monday Night Live, Monday Night Natter. Again, you can scroll down the Facebook page, or you can head on over to the YouTube channel, and it's already on there for you to watch. But we did some stamping, we did some debossing, we did some inking, and then we added some clear texture paste over the top of it. But go and have a little watch back on that one, because there's lots of techniques in that, and they look kind of cool, and it can really create a new look for you. And hopefully at some stage I'll turn that into a card and I'll share that with you as well. But I haven't quite got there yet. This week we've been up to lots of different bits and bobs, haven't we, Peter?
We have.
And I say that and I only think we're on Wednesday. But it's been a busy week, isn't it? So we're going to add that down onto the card. Now you could have gone slightly smaller with your fretwork if you like. This reminds me of panelling, as in like home decor panelling. And I know that's all the rage at the moment. And this is one of the reasons I really like this stencil, because it gives me that panelled look and a really effective look without having to do anything too taxing. This is the stencil I've used to give you a little idea. This one again is one that's been available from our Stockist now for quite a while actually. So have a little look around. I should imagine lots of the Stockists have got this one in stock already, but it's a really good one to play with and really good for making different looks. So to move up on this card, what we're going to do next is we're going to bring in one of our frame dies. So this of course is the frame die that comes with the tags. We're going to turn this over and we're going to add some glue around the edges. And we're going to do a couple of these at a time, and that's mostly so I don't end up sticking my fingers in it. Now, we're then going to bring in our corners. Now, these are the corners that come with the kaleidoscope segments, or octagon segments. I'm just throwing out words at this stage. The music collection. Are you going to show us the die?
Yeah,
come on,
Pete. Kaleidoscope.
Help me out here. It's painful. So these are the corners. And we're going to bring these in and we're going to add them into the corners, funny enough, of our frame. You have to rescue me so much, don't you? I'm sorry. Thank you. So this one is our kaleidoscope octagons. And you get 4 corners in here, and it's this one that I'm going with. The corners matching with the panels in the middle, as you can see, that one goes with this one goes with this one, so on and so forth. But it's this corner that we're going to be using. I absolutely adore this pattern. I'm not going to say any more, but I love that pattern.
Thank you. I'll take that back.
Thank you. You're taking that back, are you? I do love it. It's so pretty.
Angela asked, I think on the last card, which flower you used, which I believe was the Rippled Blooms.
Thank you, Angela. I never mentioned it, did I? Thank you. You're keeping me on track, honestly. It takes a village.
Try and get you off another track, you see.
Takes a village to keep me online. Okay, so that wasn't. So this was the flower that we inked over, not inked, did the waxing over a minute ago when we bought one in because I hadn't got the foliage. The actual flower we used for the actual card, that's the Rippled Star Blooms. Do you have one of them? You're just sitting there nodding at me.
You're very
Angela
demanding.
would like to see the flower, Peter.
You're very demanding of me.
We are demanding this evening. I don't think Debbie McGee would put up with this level. I think Debbie McGee would have enough. She'd be like, bring back Paul Daniels. So that is our Rippled Star Blooms. That's the one that was actually on the card, the one that I finished. This is the one that we used to wax over. This is really lovely, actually, because we don't often show them to you in this sort of way. But you'll notice that the debossing work runs through. And again, we kind of build a bit of a library with this. And this is nice because it means that you might choose to do, like here, imagine these frames and then just filling them full of all different flowers, but having that kind of commonality, that thematic look between them, because of the debossed lines are going to match up. So you've got to know it's a set, but not too repetitive, not exactly the same flower. And I think, how many of them have we got now? Is there 3 that we've done the debossed lines on? 3 different flowers. And then there was the one I did with Creative Expressions that had the look of a similar look on that one, the poinsettia. Is there any others that we've done? I'm trying to remember. Honestly.
Did the Cosmos have it?
Yes, it did. Yes. So you've got 3 at least from us, and then the one from the poinsettia from Creative Expressions, all very similar. All would work very, very nicely together. So we're going to bring these corners in and we're going to add them to the inside of the frame. And we're just going to make it so that we can't actually see the edge. And we're going to place them down. Now, I'm going to show you this side of this at this point, because to me, that's really, really pretty. And I'm going to bring in a piece of black card so you can see it, because I don't think you're seeing it too well just in white. Isn't that gorgeous? And to me, this looks like I've bought an expensive die that is one size and one option, and that's all I'm going to be able to do with it. And I'd be happy that that's all I can do with it. But when you think about potentially only using opposite corners, or maybe cutting this frame down so it's slightly smaller and then putting the corners in, or maybe adding in different corners, to me that's a really game-changing way to use that and gives a completely different effect, and of course could work as a portrait or a landscape. For our one, we're going to bring in a piece of blue card, and we're going to go all the way around the edge of the blue card, and we're going to place this down onto the frame, and that's going to anchor down all of them pieces for us. Now on our next level, we will be using some foam tape instead. So I've already built it, but instead of doing it flat, I did all of these pieces, but with foam tape between them. So each of the corners is suspended between a layer of foam tape. So only 1 mil, but 1 mil foam tape on the back of the frame, add on the corner, then another layer of 1 mil foam tape. So each corner is literally suspended in midair by foam tape. And didn't do it for this layer because of this is going to be the layer that goes underneath this frame. Now, of course, we could bring that in and we could layer this one on top of that one, depending on the project we're doing, and create more depth, which would give us a completely different look as well. So we don't have to do it the way I'm going to be doing this card, but we're going to stick with it so it ends up looking a bit like the one that we finished. So we'll take the lid off of these pieces, and we'll place this one down on top of another one of our blue backing plates. And the blue I'm using is our seashell blue from the Elite card range. We're then going to bring in this panel. We're going to add some glue onto the reverse of it. And we're going to check that our card is opening the right way. And we're going to bring that in and we're going to place it down about there onto our project. And then this one, we are going to add in again some more glue onto the back of it, because there's already a bit of height going on with the foam tape. So we don't want to add too much prominence to this one. And then we're going to bring that one in and we're going to tuck it into there so that we're just offsetting our frames. Then in the middle of this frame, and you could have done this before you glued it together, which would have possibly been slightly more logical, but you know, that's the joy of being a nana. We're going to add on some glue to the reverse of this. I should have my little Dauberry thing really, but save setting me out with that. We'll just do some little dots of glue on the reverse, and then we're going to tuck this. I really should have done that first, shouldn't I? Honestly, what am I like? But we're going to tuck that down. Thankfully, the glue dries clear, so if we have any movement with it, it's not the end of the world. But we're going to place the bike down in the middle of the frame, so we've got that focal. Now, of course, as I mentioned earlier, the train, the ocean liner, the car, the suitcases, all of them different pieces will fit quite nicely within these frames. Even if you tuck them in from the edges and sort of have them appearing in, they're going to work nicely for you. So you might choose to do this slightly differently to what I've done, but it'll work and it'll look good depending on what ones you want to use. So then we're going to bring in some more foam tape, and this is just to anchor down our foliage pieces. Now again, I'm going to be using the Lavish foliage, which, can we remember the stockist that said they'd still got this in stock, Peter? This is a memory test for you, isn't it?
Julie's Crafts and Craft Bliss.
So again, this one is the one that if it, or when it sells out with the stockist, there will be a bit of a delay in getting more of this. We have them on order already, but I like to just be honest with you. If we can pre-warn you, I always hate the idea that somebody's got something on a wish list and they think they're going to get it, and then when they come to get it, it's sold out everywhere. We've all been there, haven't we? Especially with Christmas presents for children. And I know that's a bit different, but it's all relative, isn't it? So if we can give you a little bit of a heads up, something's close to being hard to find, I'd prefer that we do it, and you've got that kind of warning. Okay, down the base here again, we're just going to bring in some more of our foam tape. We're just using the 1 mil for this. I'm going to place a little edge around this frame, and we're going to bring in more of our foliage and place these pieces on. So a little form there, and onto that one, and then a little forming of this one, and yeah, we're going to do a double. So we'll overlay them, and then we're going to do the same going out the other side. But we'll reverse the order in which we put them on, so we've got a different look slightly. So this more sort of delicate piece sits on top of that bolder piece this side, and on the reverse the other. Place that one down. And then we've got two of the flowers, and this again is the rippled star bloom flowers that I've already cut and added to. And we're just going to bring in some foam tape, and we're going to place these down in the corners to cover up our foam tape and the ends of all of the pieces of foliage. So one flower on that side there, making sure to cover all of the pieces, and then one up here in this corner as well. Now I know we've covered a lot of the corner detail within these frames, but to me that actually is kind of nice, because it's them hidden details that the more you look at the card, the more you then see them coming through from underneath. And the way that these match into the layers that are coming up, maybe we could have even taken this corner die, cut those out of this lovely seashell blue, and put them into the corners of the card. That could have looked really nice as well. Tried to tie in that blue slightly more. So this might just be a starting point, and you might want to add more onto it. Maybe if you did add in one of the different pictures in the middle there, you might want to add number one dad down the base here. That would fit quite nicely. Or of course, sticking with the sort of feminine bike here, the lady's bike, you might prefer to add on a stamped little sentiment, or maybe one of our word sentiments of the dies, maybe like happy birthday with love. That would fit quite nicely down here. Maybe you could even put it on one of the smaller sentiment panels as well. But I'm going to leave this one where it is, but it gives you a little idea on what we can create with that one as well. Okay, now I'm very conscious that we are 1 hour and 21 minutes into our live this evening, and Pete told me very strict instructions that I could only be here for an hour because we was here for a very long time on Monday. He's a bit mean.
You're painting me as the baddie.
More the professional one, because I'd probably just waffle for England forever, wouldn't I? Let's be honest about it. And you know, I've got to be on my good game in case Debbie McGee calls and says that she's going to come in. You never know. Pippa might have been on the old blower to Bob and Edith, getting Debbie.
She'll be rejoining this, thinking, who are Bob and Edith? Who am I ringing?
Bob and Edith. There are 3 pieces that we need to get to. So if you have any questions about any of the collection, any of the bits I can help you with, if there's anything you'd like to see more of before we leave you this evening, pop them in the comments as quickly as you can and we'll answer them for you. Pete is going to get busy picking our winner, and I don't feel we heard many places. You only gave us Mauritius.
There were a few places, not as many as it.
This isn't very good, Peter. We need more.
No.
As in like Red
Sorrento was mentioned.
Sorrento. I only know that as a
cruise to do whale watching.
Where's Sorrento?
Italy, I want to
Oh,
say.
yes, I think it is actually, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, no, I think you might be right on that one.
Monte Carlo.
I was thinking it was a Fiat.
Yeah.
But Fiats are Italian, aren't they?
They are.
So maybe that's why. So I think you're right. It might not be. Probably in Mexico. Who knows? You know, we don't.
You put me under the spotlight too much.
Sorry. Okay, so you carry on digging, and somebody's just put Iceland. Susan, I'm hoping that's a guess and not that we're that wrong. Could be. I don't know. Yeah, okay, so just a quick recap. All of the products that we had a little look at this evening are now available to our stockists. Lots of the stockists have already got these either in their stores, on their websites, or heading in the door in a box in the next day or two. So I'm going to give you a little read through of the list of stockists that you can find these goodies at already. There will be more added, I'm sure, in the coming days. Also, don't forget there's loads of collections about, so do go check out the stockist list to see all of the different stockists, because these are just the ones that I'm talking about that have ordered the new collection. But there's lots more on the stockist list that have got some other really cool bits you might watch to go and have a little look at. But let's give you a quick shout out to these ones. So of course we've got Gilly's Crafts, the lovely store that housed our demo day on Saturday with the incredible Gwen Fletcher. They of course have got this collection available. We have then got Craft Bliss based in Poole. We've got the Art of Craft, Unicorn Crafts, Dragon's Paper Craft, Cheshire Crafts, Into Craft and Craft Mania. And then internationally, they were all our UK stockists. that have got this collection already or en route. Then you've got our international stockists that I can tell you about, and that is of course J Crafts, our lovely Jeanette, who has been with us this evening or morning in her world, in Australia, who has got this collection either en route or already maybe there, hopefully, fingers crossed. And then of course we've got Picture Stamps, who are our New Zealand stockist. So again, check out all of the above. If you'd like to know more about all of the ones I've just mentioned, head onto the website www.jamierodgerscrafts.com and have a little click on the stockist list at the top. If you'd like more inspiration from this collection and all of our previous collections, go check out the idea gallery. There is an idea gallery for every single collection we have done. You can give it a little click, it will open up and it will show you all of my samples, all of the DT samples, to give you loads and loads of inspiration. As always, a huge thank you to our DT for all of the incredible samples I've been able to share with you this evening. It's been an absolute joy to be able to share their creativity, their inspiration, their take on this collection with you all. And I'm sure that they've inspired you to start thinking about ways in which you're going to be using this collection. But it genuinely is a joy for both of us to be able to share their take and their ideas. So, Peter, do we have a winner?
We do, yes. Drum roll. There's a little mini one going on there, wasn't there? Congratulations this evening goes to Hazel Mason.
Oh, congratulations, Hazel.
Congratulations, Hazel, who chose Delft.
Delft.
Very popular.
Lovely. I love a bit of Delft.
Love a bit of Delft, don't we?
Love a bit of Delft.
That isn't why you were picked. I didn't realise I was on camera.
You are. They got the
I could have been doing
week.
all sorts. Oh, he's a bugger, isn't he?
I don't know if you can say that. I got cut to you because it always reminds me of the Eurovision Song Contest. When at the end they go, we'll go over to the adjudicator. And then there's this very professional man who comes out and goes, I have independently counted the scores.
But you cut to me instead.
It just reminds me of that. I don't know
I need a little
why.
thing behind me, like, well, I've got all these lovely jars. But
what else would you like there? Debbie McGee?
Anyway, let's move on. Congratulations, Hazel.
Sorry, it gets worse, doesn't it? Sorry. Congratulations, Hazel. If you could please message the page with your address, and please let us know if you would like us to sign the cards for you or not. It doesn't matter to us either way, but it's more about we don't want to disappoint you in signing them if you want to give them away and further them. But if you'd like to keep them and you'd like our squiggle in them or my squiggle in them, just let us know and we'll do that for you. And we'll get them popped in the post as soon as possible. We will, of course, be back next Monday, won't we? We will be back for Monday Night Natter. This is our last scheduled Wednesday night waffle for a while. So we'll be back to Monday Night Natter, 7 PM next Monday. Thank you all very, very much for joining us. It's been a joy to be with you all. I hope we've given you a bit of inspiration. And I look forward to seeing you all next week.
See you all soon. Take care. Oh, I'm on camera again.
Well,
We've had so much airtime.
We'll leave it.
Take care. Thank you.
Good night, all.
Good night.
Thank you very much for joining us. See you again soon. Bye for now. Bye-bye.